In this video, I'm gonna give you 7 different ways to flirt. Why 7 different ways? Because I like the number 7, that's why. And at the end of this video, I have something for you. So if you like surprises, if you like things that help you become the most sexy and attractive version of yourself, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. But for now, let's talk about 7 different ways that you can flirt with a guy who you like. Or a guy who you just want to make think that you like. That's kind of messed up, but you shouldn't do that, but you can. And also, by the way, I made sure that all 7 different ways, they kind of range. Some of them you'll be better at doing if you're older, some of them are easy if you're a little bit younger, because I'm not really sure how old my demographic is. I looked at it recently and they said it was 18 to 20 years old, but I always thought it was a little bit younger, so I don't know if you guys just lie about your age or if you're actually honest. So if you guys want, leave a comment down below with how old you actually are. That way I know of the people who watch my videos how old they actually are, so that I can make the advice a little more tailor-fit specifically for them. But anyway, with that being said, let's dive right in. So the first way that you can flirt with a guy you like, this is a really easy, basic way. It's all about how you compliment him. The problem with most compliments, though, is that most people, they do it the wrong way. You don't compliment your friend the same way you compliment someone who you have a crush on. And let's say you like someone and you want them to appreciate your compliment. You want to say it, you want to compliment specific things about them. Think about it like this. If you want them to appreciate your compliment them on something they appreciate about themselves. How do you know if they appreciate that thing about themselves? If they had to work for it. So for example, if someone was born with beautiful eyes, guess what? They didn't really have to work hard to get those eyes. Unless they got some like eye surgery, I don't know, maybe they did. I'm gonna guess they didn't though, because I don't think that's a thing. And if you compliment someone on their eyes, they're gonna say thank you, but they're not really going to appreciate it. But let's say they love basketball. It's their passion. They've been playing it since they were a little kid. Their dream in life is to play in the NBA. If you compliment them on how good they are at basketball, or you respect how passionate they are about that, they're going to appreciate that compliment more, because that's not just something they were born with. Does that make sense? Like little compliments like that, little things like that, they go a really long way. Now the next way to flirt with someone that you like isn't about saying anything, but it's about physical touch. Why does this work so well? Because ladies, if there is a guy that you're sitting next to and you don't like him, you become a ninja when it comes to avoiding touching him at all costs. If you're sitting next to a creepy dude in class who you're not into and his elbow almost rubs up against yours, you turn into Neo from the Matrix in that scene where he's like dodging like 20 bullets at once. You have no issue avoiding touching him at all. Give this video a thumbs up down below if that is something that you can relate to. And that's totally normal. That's completely fine. So when it comes to a guy who you actually like, don't be afraid to break that touch barrier once in a while to show, hey, I don't think you're a creepy guy sitting next to me in class. And if you're not sure when to touch him, because you don't want to just be like in the middle of saying hi and then just like stroke his face. That's not what I mean. Like let's say he says something that's funny and he makes you laugh. If you laugh and then you like fall into his chest, that's gonna be cute. And obviously, you're not gonna do that with Creepster McGee who sits next to you in science class, okay? That's not gonna happen. And the reality is, if you ever wanna be intimate with someone who you like, eventually you have to break that touch barrier, and the longer it takes for you to like physically touch the guy, the more build up and the more pressure there is for when you finally do touch him for the first time in any way. And also, it makes him more comfortable with being around you if you touch him first, because guys, we don't wanna be the first to, we don't wanna be that creepy guy who touches you first. And when you touch him first, it's a good way of you subconsciously communicating, hey, I don't mind when you touch me. The next way to flirt with a guy you like, again, this is a way to flirt, this isn't something you have to say, but it's all about smiling and laughing every time that you're around him. And look, I don't know who you like, maybe he's not the funniest guy in the world, but if he's making a joke, even if it's not that funny, just laugh a little bit. That's all you gotta do. Unless he's like really not funny, in that case maybe you shouldn't laugh too much, because you don't want to like encourage someone who's not funny to make more bad jokes, because what I've noticed is that when you give someone a fake pity laugh and they think they're funny but they're really not, their jokes end up getting worse. I'm kind of going on a tangent about someone specifically in my mind. Anyway, why did it just get so dark in here, by the way? That was weird. In reality, if you like the guy, everything he says is probably already funny, even if it's not, so you probably don't even need that advice. But the point is, when you're talking to someone and you're smiling when they're talking, you're laughing when they say things that are funny, you're showing them, hey, I like when you talk to me, you make me feel good. And when a guy feels that he makes a girl feel good, he wants to make that girl feel more good. It makes him feel good to make her feel good. Now the next way to flirt with a guy you like, this is probably, I'm gonna say definitely, by far, the most effective way to flirt with a guy you like. However, it's also the hardest to do properly, because when you do it right, it works really well, but if you do it wrong, it can actually turn the guy off. And it's one that I talk about a lot in Attract Academy, and it's all about teasing a guy that you like. And when you're teasing a guy, basically what you're saying is, look, I'm comfortable, I'm friends with you, but I'm not impressed yet. You gotta convince me a little bit more. And that's such an attractive place to come from, because this is literally how you go from being acquaintances with someone to really close friends with someone. And the quicker you can start teasing them, and you can kind of give them permission to tease you, like, the quicker you're gonna be really good friends with them. Like, I remember a few videos ago, I was talking about a date that I went on with a girl, and I remember one specific point in that date. I knew we were building a genuine connection, because at some point I was actually teasing her about something she said or something about her. And instead of her like trying to defend herself or anything like that, her response, she goes like, oh, come on, fuck you. But it wasn't like in an angry way. It was one where like she was smirking as she was saying it. Like we were both laughing as we were talking about it. Not saying that you should go up to every guy and just be like, fuck you, because that's a very specific time that you can say that. But there are definitely specific things that you can say to tease a guy that like turn him on instantly. Now the next way to flirt with a guy that you like, this is kind of similar to teasing, but it's a little different, but it's all about challenging him. Basically what you're saying when you challenge him is like, look, I get it, you think you're awesome, prove it to me. So for example, let's go back to like basketball. If he loves basketball and he's talking about how much he loves basketball, you'd be like, wow, that's actually really awesome. Problem is, I could probably beat you one-on-one, I'm just saying. Can you actually beat him one-on-one? Probably not. That's not the point. It's not about you actually challenging him and being serious and being like, yo, let's put some money on it, let's go. It's about everything you're saying being half joking, half serious, half teasing, just not really caring about his reaction. It's about you just being fun and flirty and just being carefree. And when you give that little challenge to him, that's when you create a little bit of sexual tension between the two of you. And getting sexual attention is like one of those keys to getting attraction. But another good way that's like kind of the opposite of this is really simple, but it's just about getting to know him. Usually you start doing this after you've teased them a little bit, you've done some of the other ones that I talked about earlier. But I talked about this in my last video about like how to ask a good question. Because in my opinion, and I feel like this is a fact, not an opinion, there is absolutely such thing as a terrible question. And if you're someone who's good at asking good questions, they're going to give you really good answers, and the better their answer, the better quality of a connection you're going to have between them. Think about it like this. The more emotionally connected they are to the answer they give you to the question you ask, the more emotionally connected they're going to feel to you. If I'm telling her something that's close to my heart, she's going to become closer to my heart. So for example, like if I'm going on a date with a girl and she asks me something like, you know, how's your YouTube channel? I might not open up with a random stranger, but if I'm really connected with someone, I might feel comfortable opening up that side of me, and I'll tell them, you know, actually it's not as fun as it seems. I mean, I love what I do, but it doesn't pay very well. Like I'm not gonna go into too much detail in this video, but it's like YouTube doesn't really pay people like me very well at all. There's something called like the adpocalypse. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically it makes people like me damn near broke. And so it's really hard to make money, and so you gotta come up with other ways to, you know, be able to support yourself. And as I get deeper and deeper and I tell her really how I feel about that, the more connected I'm gonna feel to her. Which by the way, quick side note, anyone who has bought any product from me, whether it was just $7 or if it was one of my $200 programs, I just wanna say thank you, because you guys are the reason that I'm still able to make these videos like this. It's really cool because I can help you guys for free while you guys also give me a little bit of money here and there, and then I can give you even better content that I don't post on YouTube. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, those are some of the ways that you can flirt with someone who you like. However, those aren't really specific phrases that you can say, and sometimes I feel like it's really good if you just have a couple phrases that you can just spit out anytime, anywhere. And like I said earlier in the video, the best way to flirt with someone who you like simply is by teasing them. Because when it's done right, it does so many things. It creates sexual attention, it shows you don't put them on a pedestal, it shows that you see them as an equal so you're not needy. But the problem is, when it's done wrong, it's one of those things that can completely turn him off so he never wants to talk to you again. So I decided to make a list of 7 of the best lines that you can say to tease any guy who you like to instantly turn him on. And also, more importantly, in a way that doesn't piss him off so that he doesn't want to talk to you again, because I think that's even more important. But they're awesome, they're all copy-paste, so you can read them, you can literally just save them right in your phone. And so if you go on a date with someone who you like and you're ready to make things a little more fun, a little more flirty, you can just pull out your phone, say one of the 7 things, and instantly they're gonna be turned on. And it's nice because it's sexy, but also while you're flirting with them, you don't come off as easy or you're showing too much interest. It's just, it's really like that perfect balance. And you actually end up making him chase you, which is really cool. So clearly, because you've watched this far into the video, you've proven that you're someone who is interested in becoming the most attractive version of yourself, someone who wants to get really good at flirting. So if you want to get that, there's a link in the description down below so you can check that out. And to everyone who does get it, I want to say thank you, because you guys are the reason why I'm able to make these free videos every single week. But guys, if this is your first time ever watching one of my videos and you don't hate my face, feel free to subscribe because we make videos like this every single week now. And guys, that's really all I've got to say on it, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.